Yeah. Nobody. No, that's weird.
Guess I probably should have said this earlier, now that you guys are all jam packed in there, but if you do, there's a public hearing and there is citizen comments tonight, so if you are wanting to speak, there is the sign up sheet up on the table. If you can get out. Okay, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the Buell City Council meeting for Monday, January 12th, 2026. Before we begin, can I'd like to make a motion that we amend the agenda. Two things, the agenda should be 2026 for the date. And then on special business number 5, we're gonna move number 2, special presentation of thank you for years of service in front of the number 1, swear in elected officials. And I request a roll call vote.
Second.
Okay, Marla, or discussion? Marla, yes. Michael?
Yes.
Amanda? Yes. And Sue?
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes. All right, we. Do we have one? We do. All right, so I will, open up public hearing number 1 at 6:31. Do we have a quorum? Yes. And then the public hearing number 1 is for the purpose of city council will hear testimony for the consideration of the proposed amendment to Title IX, Chapter 8, Section 1, Schedule of Land Uses, add equipment rental yard in the commercial table as a conditionally permitted use in the B3 Community Business District. Does any council member wish to disqualify themselves for any personal or financial interest in this matter before us today? Does any council member wish to report any significant ex parte or pre-hearing contacts? Is the applicant or representative present to give a statement?
Yes.
So please stand and give your name, city, and state of residence for the record.
Andy Drown, 3559 North, 1100 East, Idaho. Was that all you asked? I'm sorry, important and rent.
Yeah.
So, I'm Andy Drown. My wife and I owned and operated bare necessity portable restrooms for the last 16 and a half years. We provide essential rental and service of portable restrooms to cities, contractors, homeowners, events, small businesses throughout the Magic Valley. Our business has been in operation for 21 years and we've been running it for the last 16 and a half out of our home in Buell. Our procedures, waste management, our business model involves delivering units to customer sites and servicing them there. Upon return to the yard, the units are pumped, emptied. No waste is stored on the property. All waste is transported and disposed at one of the 2 local waste facilities. Our service trucks that haul the waste undergo yearly inspections by the health department. So we found this property that we're very interested in, just outside Buell in the impact zone. We took it to Twin Falls County Planning and Zoning. There was nothing on the land designation that they felt was specific to the porta potty for our business. So we came here to the Planning and Zoning. They suggested we amend for rental, equipment rental in the B3. Our businesses rent porta potties, but we're essentially a service business. B3 is for service. The community business district is intended to create, preserve, and enhance areas with a wide range of retail sales and service establishments, serving both long and short-term needs in compact locations, typically appropriate to commercial clusters near intersections of major thoroughfares. This district also includes some development which does not strictly fit the description of this chapter, but also does not merit a zoning district. So this property, we would have an office on it, a fenced yard with a shop to help house our trucks, keep the trucks out of the freezing cold. And a yard that we could store our portable restrooms in a fenced yard behind. So there'd be enough employees, to manage the office and any repairs going on, but most of our employees are service drivers. So it's really not adding a lot of, they leave at 8 o'clock in the morning, go out, do their routes, come back. we're gonna have very little crowd. Not very many people come to our place of business. So mostly it's, an office and, a place for us to operate and get this off my property, so I can have my home back. Do you have any questions for me? I know it's skipped a few things.
Thank you. Will the staff present their report?
Good evening. So as the applicant, Mr. Drown, has highlighted that he's requesting from you an amendment to the zoning code to allow equipment rental yard as a conditionally permitted use in the B3 community business zone. Currently, that use is listed in our city code, but only as a permitted use in industrial areas. If you look at your map in front of you, the blue areas are areas that are zoned B3. So with zoning amendments, the request is amending the city code as a whole versus a site-specific request. So although our applicant today has presented their business model, today's approval or denial is not based on the business that he's presenting, but rather to see if equipment rental yard matches these areas zoned as B3. The reason why zoning amendments have occurred more often before you is because of the Gardner versus Boundary County state case that mentions that if it's not listed in city code, then it's not allowed. The applicant has tried with their realtor to find places in the industrial zone, within our city limits and in our area of impact. However, most of those places are already claimed and being actively used either as currently ag ground or other industrial uses. And because the applicant wants to work with the city, or at least close enough to the city, that is why he's requesting this amendment to bring this business into town. The property in question, although the request isn't site specific, he's looking at property on the northwest side of our city. So the fire department property heading west of town is up for sale, and that's what has caught the applicant's eye. During the public hearing and commission deliberations, a few things were considered. The existing uses in the area nearby this subject property have heavy commercial or semi-industrial uses. There's a vet clinic, a cabinet shop, and storage units. Another item is that because RV storage is allowed in a B3 with a conditional use, and an equipment rental yard has similar business models with it, that is why the commission felt that that label matched Mr. Drown's business for this use. So that is what the application is before you today. Before there was a hearing regarding waste management service provider, but that is not what's before you. That was denied, and then the applicant was pursuing this label of equipment rental.
Thank you.
Jasmine, I don't remember, was there a safety study or anything done because of the nature of the business? Your report didn't mention something about safety.
The safety requirements on that was just because of the screening and setbacks and buffering. The commission was concerned about the appearance, especially with having the label of equipment rental yard. But the applicant has stated that his staging of his equipment would be toward the back of the property. And the property in question is a longer parcel. It is 5 acres total, and so it's a lot long and skinny. So that way it'd be out of sight from the main thoroughfares at the that is the intent of his use of the property.
Any more questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Murphy. Okay, let's see, public testimony and support, Denise? Oh, sorry. Hold it there. No one in support, anyone, in opposition, which would be Denise?
So, my name is Denise Jarolovic, Buell, Idaho. I'd like to read the highlighted part that I highlighted for my own note purpose for this public hearing, which states for the consideration of a conditionally permitted use in the B3 community district. That's what we're here tonight about. I think as Justin pointed out, this is not about the specific business. This is not a site specific qualifying event, but rather a designation. The matter before you is not about this specific applicant, but rather about a zoning code change that will affect the character of all B3 uses, not just this specific B3 use. Planning and zoning draft minutes, November 24, 2025. I would ask the council to review the uses of the B3 district, if you haven't already done so. Buell Code Title 961 and Title 981. I would also like the council to review, if you haven't already, Buell Code Title 918.3 and 918.4 as it relates to conditional use. I am opposed to this proposed amendment for the following reasons. One, I feel the integrity of the B3 zone should be preserved and the essential character of the zone be protected. I urge the council to consider long-term impacts of this proposed change. Two, I would like to state that a conditional use designation in any zone does not guarantee the applicant approval or a conditional use permit. So even if we move forward, or you folks move forward with conditional use in a B3, doesn't grant the applicant a carte blanche in this matter. Conditional use requirements are stringent and specific. In closing, I would like to say this is proposal having been brought forth by a particular applicant, Mr. Brown, who discussed feasibility with the Twin Falls County Planning and Zoning as the area of interest. B3 is in the impact area. They advised that the applicant would be better suited to an industrial light or industrial 1 zone. I would like to propose what I feel might be a solution for the immediate and long-term impact for both the applicant and the city of Buell. I suggest a no vote on the proposed amendment being heard tonight, and instead rezone the B3 designation on Highway 30 west of Buell to an IL or industrial light zone designation. This is the right location for these types of businesses. It's just the wrong designation, keeping in mind that these maps were drawn up some time ago and did not allow for any particular growth, or no one had a crystal ball when these maps were drawn up. So as they change, as the need changes within the city, it's not unreasonable to think that our zoning can change as well. As I have spoken at, Mr. Brown can attest to this, as I have spoken at the planning and zoning public hearings, I do not have any issue with the performance of his work or the performance and the need for his work. I simply want to improve the long-term impact of developing our fuel and to protect the integrity of B3. If we look at that schedule. What was that? The schedule of allowed uses, of land uses, we see a massive, just a never-ending list of businesses that are attuned perfectly to B3, and they may not suit this when we keep in mind that a B3 is all over town. So if we B three this as a conditional use, we B three that as a conditional use, B three over here as a conditional use, we're dropping maybe not necessarily the best scenario for the town or townspeople. So if the council is concerned, and I've thought about this, and Mr. Brown as well, about yet another public hearing, should the rezone be an acceptable solution, I would point out that conditional use permits require public hearings as well, and that's Fuel Code Title 9-18-6. There have been 5 meetings, hearings so far on this matter. We now have the opportunity to streamline this process. And we need to take a look at that. I think we need to consider as I say, if you haven't, the scheduled land uses, the definition of the V3 and the I1, the projected use for this land out there, as Jasmine mentioned, the ones that are currently there, the storage units, well, basically a storage unit, you go to it, you eat your stuff, you drive off, that's the end of it. Some people never even go back. But nonetheless, a storage unit, a carpenter's shop, a vet, a kennel, they're all in there under conditional use. So we would be propitiating a problem. So it was my thought that let's solve the problem and change this to an IL. Then everybody can walk in, boom, you got a zone, you're good to go, let's do it. All right. That's about all I have to say on this one. Thank you for your time.
Okay, anyone want to give the testimony as neutral?
Madam President.
Yeah.
I apologize, I was in support and there was a train at Curry Crossing that I'm late, and I apologize to the council. On that, this is the first time I've seen a train at Curry Crossing, stop traffic for everyone, so, can I speak in favor of?
Sure.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm Mark Jones, I'm representing Bare Necessities. I'd just like to point out one factor, with the chart that we have under environmental rental yards. All we're requesting is a C put in that chart, which is a conditional use. We are dealing with county property, and so even if this is approved tonight for a C under this, we still have to go to Twin Falls County Planning and Zoning, and they are the ones that would have to issue a conditional use permit for that company to go there. And that's the same thing as a public hearing. All the neighbors get informed on that, and then we go, and that would be our next step if this gets approved, which is allowing us the ability to go to Twin Falls County Planning and Zoning to get approval of the conditional use. Thank you.
Okay, and then rebuttal from Mr. John. Yeah, would you like to say something else, or? Okay. Additional questions from the council to the applicant or staff? Okay. There's nothing else, and I will close this hearing at 6:49. So number 3 on our agenda is the consent agenda. All consent agenda items will be considered to be routine by the council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered an unfinished business. We have the minutes of the December 8th, 2025 regular session, the claims for payment, monthly department head reports for engineer, public works and fire, commission minutes from the housing authority, and the clerk treasurer report. I will entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second. Okay, motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, Michael, how do you vote?
Yes.
Amanda? Yes. Sue? Okay, that motion passes. Number 4, unfinished business, review and consideration of the proposed amendment to Title 9, Chapter 8, Section 1, Schedule of Land Uses, add equipment rental yard in the commercial table as a conditionally permitted use in the B3 Community Business District.
I'll make a motion that we approve amendment amendment title to Title 9, Chapter 8, Section 1. It's been presented as in the schedule of land uses to add equipment rental into the commercial table as conditionally permitted use in B3 Community Business District.
I'll second. Okay, motion and a second, discussion?
I kind of had some of the same comments and same questions that Dennis had. You know. And for businesses, however, I do think that this needs to be changed to the I1, this district. The B3, this is going to affect, all of the B3s in our city. And we have a lot of them. And so, I just think that, for me, it's better suited, as the I1, and so I wondered, was that something that you considered, or was that?
Do I answer from here or do I?
You can answer from there, it's fine. Yeah,
So, the reason why the applicant couldn't rezone that specific property is because there's no I1 or I2 properties surrounding it or abutting it. So otherwise it'd be spot zoning. What Denise has recommended, it would be to add a buffer zone for the entire area as I1 and I2. In order for the council to do that, we would have to complete our comprehensive plan update. And once that's updated, then you can move forward to re-signing zoning districts. So because we're in the middle of that, it wouldn't be as quick of a process to then adding it as a conditionally permitted use. And there's still a say for the commission and the council with conditionally permitted uses. Council can request to see conditional use permit applications that were submitted for their review, either as a hearing or for review as is. And also, conditionally use permits are easier to deny or approve rather than a rezone. You can't deny a rezone just because you don't like the use. And with conditional use, you can. So it gives the city more power regarding what is in or isn't allowed in a B3.
Yeah, traditionally, I've always been more conservative, so I would rather it be zoned more conservatively like this and have the opportunity to have a conditional use and to be able to put specific limits on a property like this. If we were to change areas there to I1, then you're surrounded by residential and light business, which although there's a couple of shops there that might fit into that, there's also residences and other things that would be in that area that I think would still, with the correct conditional use permit, be perfectly fine there with this kind of a business as well with the rental yards. But this doesn't open it up to every B3. There's still specific conditions for each and every property that goes through this process. I prefer, just like we did with the medium density south of town, that gives us more opportunity there to put conditional uses in place and to protect what we want there. So
Yeah, I
I
agree.
would not be opposed to it.
Yeah, I agree that, I like the conditional use permit because it does give us a say if someone comes in, wanting something as a conditional use in that zone, then they can address us and we can address, the matter, so. I guess would be my goal.
however, I don't think we should do things just, because it's a shortcut. This is a,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of a Band-Aid
Definitely,
because we
yeah.
have,
and
our
that's, yeah,
comprehensive
that's
plan.
very,
Yeah.
to me, that's very valid. The
Yeah.
only issue that I have with doing a complete rezone to industrial, like light industrial, is that there's also a restaurant there, right?
And houses.
Where West End, yeah, and the house
They
is,
want
and
to
so
rezone.
I mean, I
If-
think that a conditional use permit would allow a business who's been here for a very long time, because I don't want to detract from business.
right, but this isn't site specific.
Right.
So I mean, that's one thing that we should be looking at, we're discussing this because of one business, but this isn't site specific. This is for the whole B3 zone for the city.
Right,
Yeah,
they're always
and we
brought forward
also-
by a business to request that we change
Right.
to get the ball rolling, right?
However, we do have industry that's right here in the city as well, and there's houses right up next to it. Brandon's is a perfect example of that. And so as we look at growth, we do need to be looking at where we put those pockets of industrial so that we can keep them there.
any more discussion? Okay. So we have a motion and a second. Amanda, how do you vote?
No,
Sue?
yes,
Marla, yes. Michael?
Yes,
Okay, that motion passes. Number 5, special business, special presentation of thank you for years of service.
Yes. Okay, just really quick before we start, I did wanna just personally thank you guys. I guess personally and on behalf of the city. I will say public service is not always visible and it's certainly not easy. But I specifically, and I know the city has appreciated the perspective and the time and the energy, the leadership that you guys have brought during all of your terms. So thank you. And with that, we have a small, very small token of our appreciation. It's a little different than what is normally, done in the past, and the card kind of ties it all in, but.
you didn't color code the zone, it's got.
I know.
Similar to the map.
Yeah, and I just
Thank you.
thank you.
wanted to say thank you. It's been an honor to serve with all of you and yeah, it's not easy. It's definitely a public service and Michael, how many years? 14?
14 and a half.
14 and a half.
I've had I've thrown my 3 youngest since I've found council. It's crazy to think about. They don't know anything different.
Well, thank you for your leadership because when I got on, I mean, Dan and I were the same, we were brand new, and so I really appreciate the leadership and the guidance that you gave us. Thank you.
Okay, with that, we'll move on to the swearing in of the new elected officials. I've never been through the transition, so I don't know if you guys.
So you generally do the mayor and then you can swear in the others.
Okay.
Is.
Yes. He is here, yeah, I think.
You didn't ask.
Yep. Okay, so, you wanna come on up? All right, so. I, Sam. Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Idaho,
and the Constitution of the State of Idaho,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of mayor of the city of Buell
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of Mayor of the City of Idaho. City of Buell, Idaho,
according to my best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Perfect. I don't know. We'll go over there and sign. I'm here. I'm good.
All right. Portland, Brad and Brian.
All the same time?
Yeah, you can do it all, if you want. I would have them come up with somewhere that you get better pictures. We'll move.
You guys wanna go over here?
Yeah, that's important.
All right, raise your right hand. I, say your name. I, Brian Luce. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
The Constitution of the State of Idaho.
the Constitution of the State of Idaho.
And that I will faithfully discharge the duties of council member.
I will faithfully discharge the duties of council member
Of the city of Buell according to the best of my ability.
of the city of Buell according to the best of my abilities.
All right.
Okay. Keeping the pen.
The nice thing.
From here.
Right. Thank you. All right, the next item on the agenda is special business, to swear in Officer Stokesbury, Beale City Police. That's right, so everybody can see it? All right. I, Logan Stokesbury.
I, Logan Stokesbury.
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
I do solemnly swear I will support the Constitution of the United States,
And the Constitution and laws of the state.
Constitution and the laws of the state.
And I will faithfully discharge the duties as office of the police officer.
So,
I will faithfully discharge all of the duties of office of police officer.
that I will faithfully discharge all the duties of police officer
According to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I do further solemnly swear
I do further solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution
that I will support and defend the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States,
and the Constitution of the state of Idaho
the Constitution and the Constitution of the state of Idaho,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
That I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Idaho,
and the Constitution of the State of Idaho,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or for purpose without evasion,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
say that again.
And that I will faithfully discharge
And I will faithfully discharge
the duties upon which I am about to
the
enter.
duties in which I'm about to enter.
All right, the next action item is review and consideration of updated first federal signers resolution.
So this is, because we will be taking Pam McLean off as a signer and adding Doug Howard on. Of the standard resolution we've done every time. Okay, I'll make a motion that we, approve taking Pam McLean off of the updated first federal signers resolution and putting Doug Howard, instead.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All right, how we vote? This roll call.
Okay. You guys want to?
Let's do a roll call here. Let's do a roll call vote. Marla?
Yes.
Ryan? Yes. Brett? Yes. Cortland?
Yes.
All right, that passes. Next item is action item review and consideration of TAP grant matching funds.
So Nestor is actually here to speak about that. He's our engineer.
So what I'm asking today is, match commitment for the TAP grant and, a little background on what the TAP grant is. It's what funded the pathway along the school and, here we go with another application. We are looking at two projects, in my engineer's report. I put in, two vicinity maps of where these projects, where we're looking at, putting, curb gutter and sidewalk, which would be along, Clear Lakes Road. And, we looked at different options. This seems to be the best, kind of option we were looking at, given the right of way restrictions there, so. Typically the match is around 7.34%, so around, I wanna say 35 to 40,000 coming from the streets department, so. And we need this match commitment, for our application that we're submitting.
The streets has those funds available, it's budgeted in the budget, there's $100,000 budgeted to tribute to matching funds for grants. So no amendments would be required.
Do you have any questions for me regarding those two projects? Or-
When do you find it, when you apply, when would you find out?
Typically, I wanna say within a couple of months, I think they rank these type of projects and, the reason we did Clear Lakes Road is because they like to see in these type of applications, a continuation of the current pedestrian facilities, so we're continuing off of that, the last phase we did along Clear Lakes Road and Main Street, so it'll run south down that and we'll be able to put curb gutter and sidewalk and hopefully keep kids on sidewalk and on the road and have a little better pedestrian, accessible facilities, I'm saying.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the TAP grant, matching funds for the two projects.
Second.
Motion and a second. Vote.
reading through. Usually it was just like just embarrassing. Oh, sorry, we have that discussion first.
Is there any discussion on this?
I think it's great. I think that, the more sidewalks in town, will just elevate, people's quality of life, and especially with our, 4th of July fun run, that would be another safety measure in place going down Clear Lakes, because I took a stroller down it one year and it was a little wild, so, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it looks good. Makes our city look good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll vote on that. Yeah, Marla?
Yes.
Oh, my chair broke. Brian?
Yes.
Yep. Portland?
Yep.
Alright, that passes, so. All right, you have to still have- Next. Review and consideration of water share leases.
So every year, I'm still learning the full scope of water shares, but we pay for water shares from the canal company. And then we have individuals that are on the spreadsheet that I was included in your packet, that basically rent those shares from us. And so there's really been no change. Occasionally, some years there will be new people added or people come off, or the shares actually go up or down. This year there was no change. And so this is just approving those, I guess, approving or denying those shares to those individuals.
Okay,
I'll make a motion that we approve, the water share leases.
Second.
anyway. Second, is there any discussion?
So they are paying the city, right?
Yep.
Alright. Take a vote, Ryan?
Yes.
Yes. Portland?
Yes.
Mark?
Yes.
Okay, that passes. And the next item is the review and consideration of the 2026 holiday calendar.
So this one, I believe it comes before council every year, from what I can tell, or most years. But what I will say is that there is a slight change this year. We haven't so much been following the federal or state holiday calendars, and this would just basically get us on that schedule. So, it's, yeah, I think I gave you the proposed calendar in there. The only, and I just for full disclosure, the only hiccup I could see is the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday, which is a week from today. And it would really only be this year, only because of the turnaround time and getting the communication out that City Hall would be closed or sanitation would not happen that day. So there is the thought that maybe we use that as a little bit of a, we stay open that day this year and use it more of as like a floater holiday that people could use maybe down the road. But then every year going forward, it would be.
Was that presented? The motion to. With the exception of that.
I don't think it would need to be with the exception, I think
Just-
yeah.
Yes.
All right, I'll make a motion that we approve the 2026, holiday calendar.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion?
We're gonna do the photo, yeah,
What's that?
the MLK.
We,
Sure.
I think that we have it as a holiday, but I don't know, and maybe you do wanna, I don't, if you'd wanna.
There'd be an amendment.
Yeah, so I'll, amend my motion to add with the exception of this year for 2026 for MLK Day.
But use it.
But use it as a. Use it as a work day.
Voting, yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Like, will we still be able to, would we use, like, basically bank the holiday? Oh, work the day, bank the holiday to use at another time?
Yeah.
Or just, yeah,
That's, I mean, I'll just make a motion to talk about it.
After Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and allow staff to bank that holiday later.
So. Right, motion in a second, we already discussed, right, so. I'll pass.
We can have a vote. That's right. Right.
Right, yes.
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 Yes. Alright, that passes. The next item on the agenda is discussion of American Rule 250.
so this is just, there's not really, as it's a discussion item, this is just kind of planting the seed on if there's anything, this year is America's 250th birthday. And a lot of cities around the state and around the country are, doing either, I think the city of Twin Falls did a proclamation in their last meeting. There's, I don't know, tons of ideas that we can do to kind of celebrate that, maybe more than we would normally celebrate the 4th of July. And so this is just to kind of plant the seed and see if you guys have any ideas that you would like to pursue.
And that's a good idea, I think we really should. Kind of liven it up around here a little bit and. Well,
Yeah, I have some ideas, I don't really know how to implement them, but we'll just throw it out here. So I thought it'd be really cool to honor people who just in this year for 2026, if they have done 250 hours of volunteering, maybe have like a special plaque for them. We can put it somewhere in the city or somewhere out in the general public, just so that, that's an honor to volunteer that much. Or we could talk to children in the schools, or just if they're homeschooled, just any children, and we could ask them what being an American means, and then putting it into some sort of slideshow. We could have it on our Facebook, something like that. So those are two that I've thought of. But again, I don't want to add any more work to you, so so I mean, that's what I came up with so far.
Mr. Mayor,
yes,
may I approve it?
yes,
Gentlemen. I don't know if you, Brett Renke, Football County Commissioner, I don't know if you've seen these or not. But there's 2 different months there of newsletters that are coming out from the state of Idaho on ways to celebrate America 250. What we are doing, has the city of Buell put in for the $225 grant yet? Is it?
So.
You did, so that in order to do that, there had to be a resolution passed. Did you pass a resolution?
Then no, that's not.
So, okay, so we could get a hold of Julie Ellsworth, who's really helping to head this up. She's the one that's made all the Spuddy Buddies. Have you seen any of the Spuddy Buddies yet? Okay, yeah, it's really kind of a fun way to look at this. What we're doing as a county, is we've submitted the grant application, and we're gonna be putting displays together for 4th and 5th grade classrooms, and libraries, and working with kids, the younger kids, on what 1776 is all about, what the history is, how they can participate. So I've contacted all the cities in the county, and everybody wants to get involved in their own way, which is wonderful. But there is $2,500 that's available through the Secretary of State's office. Be happy to get you the information on that if that would be helpful, but they can give you some additional ideas of what you might want to do to help celebrate. This special time of the year, or the special year for the 250th anniversary of our country. And everybody's, most of them are putting it into parades and holidays, but I like Mara's ideas as far as individuals and actually volunteer time to be recognized as good as well. And this would give you some funds to be able to work with if you haven't already submitted for those applications. So what I would need to do is, the deadline was December 31st. So what we would need to do is ask for an extension on that, and we'd be happy to help with that, should the council and mayor want that assistance in getting that done. But if we put you on the mailing list, and then each one of you would become ambassadors for this process. And then you could recruit other ambassadors in the city of Buell to help celebrate this special year. Thank you, Mr. Brown, appreciate it.
Is that something you guys are interested in, is getting that grant in?
Yes,
yes.
Very much.
Thanks. Okay, there's a motion.
All right, the next item is mayor and council comments. We need to make sure that we comply with the law with regards to employee privacy issues. If a member of city council would like to discuss any issues pertaining to complaints, discipline, etc. of a city employee, those will first need to be discussed with the mayor, who is the chief city administrator per Idaho Code 50-602. After review of the complaint, discipline, etc., if it needs to go before city council, it will be listed under an executive session on the upcoming meeting agenda. For this comment.
Yeah. I just, I want to say welcome. And excited to work with all of you and have some good discussions, and I just appreciate your public service. It's not an easy job sometimes. Well.
Thank you.
And then I also had a question. I just wanted to verify. I keep getting asked what's being built at the Chevron, the old Scrubbins really.
The new store.
There's a new store. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it. Thanks, Steve.
All right, I would like to give all of our department heads a thank you. You guys do an excellent job. I'd like to come around and kind of see more of what you guys do. Just so I can have, speak with your guys and your crews and anything you can do. Help you guys. We're here for you to do things the best we can for everybody involved. You guys do good work. Marla, we're gonna be asking you a million questions, so.
I'll do my best.
Yes.
So, the dynamic is a little different for the fire department, but, I'm always available. You can have my phone number, call me anytime, ask questions, stop by my office, and you're always welcome to put me on the agenda. I'm happy to come to the city council meeting, so.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you to the past city council members. Thank you for serving. Appreciate it. So I'll try not to let you down.
Second that.
Nervous, kind of excited, everything. Okay. Thank you.
Thoughtful reading as I've done this agenda is clear. That one says something. All right, so now I'll open up for citizen comments. We gotta read that.
No.
Yeah. All right, so we'll open the floor to citizen comments. Oh, we have that. Denise. Yell it. Hello, Denise.
Say it quick, it's easier.
Okay. State your name and you live.
Yeah. We was before. Denise Gerald, Rio, Idaho. I would like to thank most of them are gone, they both the building. So I'd like this to be entered into the record. I would like to thank all outgoing city council members for their years of service. This thank you is extended as well to council member Marla Sisson as she finishes her term. Your participation in local government is appreciated. We need participation. I would like to extend a special thank you to former Mayor Pam McLean. She has given 20 years of service to the city of Ewell as a council member and mayor. That's a long time. She has served on both civil associations as well Urban Renewal, Chamber of Commerce, Buell Rotary, Buell School District, and appointed to the Fifth Judicial Magistrate Commission by Governor Little. Just to name a few of the accomplishments and involvements that she's had. I think this record of community involvement is extraordinary. Her knowledge and experience will be missed, and I wish for success in any future endeavors she may undertake. And to the newly elected city council and mayor, I wish you the best. Good luck to all of you, and time of all. Thank you.
Denise, do you want me to get a copy? Can I get a copy of that before you leave? And I'll just put it in the,
Yeah.
you sure?
All right, the next item on the agenda
Oh,
is.
this mayor, last thing. I didn't sign up because I was up there, but Chair, I'm Michael Higby. I'm a resident of Buell, 105 Brook Drive. Anyway, no, I just too wanted to echo what's been said, but we who've done it know how difficult those seats can be and how unpopular they can be. But it's much needed, right? This is where the boots hit the ground. This is where our water comes from. Well, unless you're buying bottled water, I should add that, but, you know, this is who collects our trash, all of those kinds of mundane things that don't get as much, you know, that aren't as flashy as some of the other politics and stuff. So I appreciate your willingness to serve. Like I said, 14 and a half years, that's a long time. There's a lot of stuff in my brain. I'm always available. Call me if you have any questions. It's like, just so you know, we already on the fireworks, we increased our budget for the 4th of July because we had to order them already. So we actually already saved some money for you to decide how to spend for your 250th. So you can take advantage of that. And there was something else that was said that I thought I should say too, but I've forgotten. And so good luck.
All right, the next item on the agenda is executive session. We gotta read the description. All right, pursuant to provision of Idaho Code 74-206, section 1A, is to consider the hiring of a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual agent that's not applied to filing a vacancy in an elective office or deliberations about staffing needs in general.
I move that we enter executive session pursuant to provisions of Idaho Code 74-206 subsection 1A. To consider hiring a public officer, employee, staff member, or individual agent. And I request a roll call vote on the motion.
Second.
Second, we have a motion second. Vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so. Go to the executive session.
Yeah, we looked at it.
Yeah. That's on.
There you go.
Thank you.
That's it. She's like, yeah, no.
Not much,
Oh, wow, we were there. So. We did.
That was supposed to run from.
And then I heard it say.
Well, like, my sick. The reason. So.
Oh, God, yeah.
I'm running at least 3 months. You can't.
On the day too.
Find out.
Especially.
Yeah. Blog, then we can go shut it.
So we do leave you now with that.
Maybe. So he's. He's scared. Still working.
Yeah.
That's true.
Project manager died, and they buried him.
I think.
But yeah. I like getting video now. I don't know about that.
These are the choices.
Yeah, they do. That's like a feasible. It must be a small trash. I was.
So this is actually.
Might be too old. Right.
I make a motion that we appoint Tim Stover as our city attorney.
Second.
Don't you guys have any questions?
Hey, I'm a good salesman.
Pardon me?
I'm a good salesman.
Well, if you have any questions, please ask. Somebody does need to make a motion, can have an executive session, roll call vote. But after that, then you can discuss and make your decision. Again, if you want to ask me any questions, let me know. I've been a city attorney for 15+ years, and I think I represent 8 cities, I think now. So, if you have any questions, let me know.
I'll make a motion that we, exit, thank you, exit executive.
Perfect. Second.
Send in a second to exit. All right.
Yes.
Brett?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That was just a, right?
Yeah.
You know, you make a motion for.
Yeah, yep. I'll make a motion that we appoint Tim Stover as our city attorney.
Second.
Right? Any discussion? You want to answer some asking questions, see if you can tell us. Now you can up here and, get back on track, make sure, and then you guys can ask a few questions and.
What do you wanna know about me? I started out representing the city of Kimberly 15+ years ago. Since then, I picked up Eden, Murtaugh, Hanson, Tyler. Castleport calls me from time to time, Hollister calls me from time to time, Wendell. I know I'm missing one or two. I had discussions with the mayor in advance of tonight. We were discussing whether or not this is something I might be interested in. Part of my hesitation initially was just how busy I am at nights, which my wife doesn't much care for. But in the meantime, we have, this has hired second attorney, who, an individual by the name of, not a second, but a fifth attorney, I guess. An individual by the name of Shane Nope. Shane was the city attorney for the city of Twin Falls for a lot of years. Moved over to Jerome County and was in the prosecutor's office. But he is going to help me do city work specifically, which makes my wife happy. So you will probably see me most of the time, but you may see Shane sometimes as well. I know that you guys have set your budget already for the city attorney, the budget for the city attorney. And in discussing with the mayor, we need to figure out some sort of limitation, but I have agreed to that amount. And I don't know how you want to do it. You want to do it on a monthly basis or how you want to do it. And I will just continue what Andy had started as far as the budget goes. But I do need to place some sort of limitations on it. I mean, if we end up in a lawsuit that takes tons and tons of time, you know, that isn't economically feasible for me to do. So, you know, I don't know if you guys have an idea of how we can limit it. You know, I guess what I kind of see this next 8-9 months, whatever it is before the budget ends, is kind of being a trial period. You guys can decide whether or not you like me, and I can decide whether or not I want to continue to be the city attorney for Buell. I've handled matters primarily. We don't do any of the criminal work. I think the prosecutor's office takes care of all of that for you. But I handle zoning matters. I handle personnel matters. We have an attorney in the office that spends quite a bit of her time on personnel issues. So, you know, we're a resource for that as well. Land uses has been a big part of my practice. I was on this side of the podium for a lot of years until I moved over to that side, which is in the city. So that's a little bit about me. I've been an attorney for 33 years. All of that time here in Idaho, originally from the Midwest, from Nebraska. But 33 years ago, we moved out here and have enjoyed Magic Valley. And it's like a great place to raise a family. Any questions for me?
Yeah, I had a couple, so the second and fourth Mondays, those work for you?
Yeah, tonight I do have Eden and Hanson. But that's why Shane is on, and that's why I couldn't commit to the mayor a while ago. I had to make sure that we were able to get Shane on board. So, yeah, I can commit to those. My plan at this point is I did have some conversations with the mayor about possibly doing some meetings via Zoom. I don't plan on doing that for a while. And we may feel it out and see what happens in the future and see what you guys think. I think being in person is better. I can kind of gauge reactions. And sometimes I don't hear things, even though you guys are top-notch technology wise. You don't know. I do Zoom for hair, but I can't always hear everything, especially public comments. So I do miss things. So I like to be in person, and I will plan on being in person. You may see Shane once or twice in the next 8-9 months, but not very often.
as a city attorney, is that okay if we appoint you and then Shane goes in your place sometimes?
Yeah, that's fine, because what you're doing is you're appointing our firm
Okay,
to represent you.
great. Well, they're my questions.
And I just wanna clarify, cause you said sticking with what Andrew had done, so his fee for the remainder of this year, and then we'll go through the hourly?
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
okay, but with the limitations.
Yeah, I mean, for cities, I typically charge $190 to $200 an hour. My regular hourly rate is $350 an hour. I just like to give the cities a break, and you know, some of the work is repetitive, so I still have to put the time in. I don't have to be as invested in it because I've done it 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 times before for another city. And my understanding was about a little over like $2,100 a month or something like that was what Andy was charging. Is that about right?
It's about 1970.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. And I will do that. But again, we've got to figure out, you know, if there's a big project that comes down. You know, if it's $2,000, that's 10 hours a month, and that's spending, what, an hour or two, 2 nights a month at a city council meeting. That adds up pretty fast. I'm happy to help out with, we've had this discussion. I'm happy to help out with things effect. I'm happy to help out with motions. I'm happy to help out with ordinance revisions, any of that stuff. And there will be attorneys in my office. I might not do all of it, but I certainly review everything that I send to you.
So, what's the typical like monthly commitment and the time commitment you have with those other cities?
It depends. Something for you to consider, maybe not now, but there are some cities that I represent. I agree to a maximum number of hours per month at a reduced rate, knowing that some months I may use all of that time, but or plus a little bit more, and maybe some months I use less than, so it kind of balances itself. And that way it's easier for you guys to budget, but most of the cities I do on an hourly rate. But just so you know, I mean, it's sometimes everybody gets busy and everybody wants to get as much help as they can in getting things done. The more help you ask of me, the more expensive I get. I will sit down, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, take a roll call vote. Robert?
Yes.
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 Yes. All right. That passes. Oh, congratulations, you are your city attorney.
Thank you.
And there's your chair.
This one.
No, it's just an appointment, right? What is the other baby son?
I am appointed, I think.
Yeah.
You probably said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right past my house, I know. Where are we?
Sure.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second. All right. Good.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
We're starting.
Yeah.